Good morning, Nigeria. It's time now for Trending Now on TVC Breakfast, where we bring you trending stories from across the globe and in Nigeria in order to have some decent and hopefully interesting dialogue about said stories. In our first story, just weeks after the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination experienced widespread glitches, prompting JAMB to reschedule tests in some regions, another worrying scene is now occurring. Photos and videos circulating online show secondary school students sitting for the 2025 West African Senior School Certificate examinations at night, writing their papers in place of classroom lighting. Students were huddled under lanterns, candles, and mobile phone flashlights, desperate to complete their examinations. Now, these visuals have of course triggered an outpouring of concern from Nigerians nationwide. Users from various states confirmed that it wasn't just an isolated event. Some reported similar experiences across Nigeria, suggesting that this is pointing to a much deeper systemic issue in our education system. If this is the environment that we expect our students to learn and succeed in, what future are we really preparing them for? This is more than just a power failure. This is a failure to properly plan, a failure in policy, and a failure to prioritize Nigeria's youth and their education. Let's take a look at social media. At Alhaji says, just weeks ago, JAMB ruined the results of thousands of students. There was no repercussion, nobody paid for it, just silly tears on national TV. Today, WAEC is asking children to write examinations at night with all the levels of insecurity. As always, nothing will happen. Take another tweet. This is intense. And Omolomo says, in a sane country, the Minister of Education ought to be on TV right now, even if you want to act like you care and you're awake and can't rest. These same people dragged Patience Jonathan for crying for kidnapped kids. You ought to be showing actions, but look at us. Like I said, it's a failure to prioritize Nigerian youth. In our next story, here's some good news for you that could change how young Nigerians think about vocational training. The federal government is now offering 45,000 naira every month to students enrolled in technical colleges across the country. That's right. Learn a skill and you can get paid while you're at it. According to Idris Bugaje, the head of the National Board for Technical Education, this isn't just a stipend. This government will also pay students fees, support their on-site industrial training, and even foot the bill for their skill certification. Now, the goal here is to make technical and vocational education not just affordable, but attractive. The initiative is backed by a 120 billion naira grant under President Tinubu's Technical and Vocational Education and Training Program, with funds coming through the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund. There's also policy that's being put in place to solidify this. A bill is apparently on its way right now to the National Assembly to create a national skills fund anchored on a new framework for certifying skilled workers across Nigeria. I think this is a great initiative. It gives a lot of young Nigerians economic independence, and it's good to see that at every level, from execution to implementation, they're taking this very seriously. It's even going to be in policy very soon. Let's take a look at social media. At Gio Hafiz says, some people are just very unfortunate. They don't like good news. You demanded grants and the government is giving out grants, and yet people are still crying. Let's take a look at another tweet. At Chimamkwam says, another means of siphoning the Commonwealth. We are watching. And finally, in international news, Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni, who has held power since 1986, is trending for a long-anticipated apology to Ugandans. Now, President Museveni and his wife, First Lady Janet Museveni, publicly admitted to making many mistakes during their decades-long rule. Take a look.
The top leader of the movement, we humbly take full responsibility of all the mistakes made by ourselves, our agents and representatives. We therefore stand here to repent and ask for your forgiveness and forgiveness of especially the people of Uganda and the whole country. For restoration and favor. Lord, restore favor that we had with them in the beginning.
For many Ugandans, sorry is not cutting it. After nearly 4 decades of authoritarian rule, economic hardship, and frequent human rights concerns, citizens online are asking, Can a simple apology undo years of damage? Museveni, who's now 79, has previously been accused of amending Uganda's constitution to extend his stay in power, jailing his political opponents, and tightening control over the media. So while the president may be saying the right words, a lot of people are demanding more than regret. They want reform, or better yet, a real change in leadership. Team, we are seeing a growing discontent among Africans. We no longer stand for lifetime presidencies. You cannot come and be in power for 50 years. But we've seen this trend of African leaders coming out to apologize. We've seen Yahya Jammeh of the Gambia. Earlier on this year, we also saw former military head of state Ibrahim Babangida come out to apologize. These apologies, is this enough reparation?
While the damage was being done, were they thinking of the apologies? I am one of those that believe that instead of apologizing, start doing something to correct some of the mistakes you made. And for children taking examinations at night, it's a complete no-no. We should try and we should do something about that. It shouldn't even happen at all anywhere in the world.
Museveni and his wife, I believe old age is catching up on them, and that is why they came out to apologize, because what would that change at this point? Maybe their conscience. For the matter of those writing WAEC using lanterns and candle, it's sad that this is where we have gotten to with regards to education. I think we need to declare a state of emergency regarding that. Sam?
Well, that was an apology of an apology from Museveni, because he has done the worst, and that's it. For point of correction, IBB never apologized. He only said he regretted. Yeah. For those who are taking, why are they doing exams at night? They should do it at daytime, where they can use God's light. If they cannot do it at night, I mean, what's the point doing it at night? I mean, I don't understand why that happened anyway. It should have been done in the daytime, where you can use the sun as your own illumination.
That's right. Well, I think I'm particularly happy about the money that is now being devoted to students who will be going to technical school. I think it's a very good incentive. And then when they get a stipend, 45,000 naira monthly, it's a good one. So parents should begin to think of this, because if you look at China now, that's one of the things that they're doing that is making the country very great. Interesting, but can the government sustain that? That's the question I am asking myself. But thank you, Olamide, for those stories. Right now, this is where we have to wrap things up on the program for today. But let's let you know that the views and reactions of all our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News.